Hello again guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back with a Carbon Collective Motorsport for the Saturday Sprint Series and the return of the Super Formula 23s. So we are at Fuji Raceway today, picked by Wayne Wilson, who's there in third place at the moment. We'll have a quick rundown through the grid and then we should get right into it. So we've got Chand, he's lining up on pole. We've got Thomas there in second place. We've got Mawson in third. Chuck is in fourth place. We've got Wayne G there in fifth. Vext is in sixth, we've got Aaron in seventh, we've got Dan Bailey eighth, Pickle is in ninth, and Smurf bringing up the rear in 10th. So without further ado, let's get into this first one. Wait for the lights to go out, which they will do surely soon. There we go, we've got 5 lights. They've gone out and the race is underway. Chand getting a really good getaway there, it seems. We've got a few people jostling for position at the moment. Chand is trying to cover Thomas off into turn 1. Mawson is trying to go around the outside. Oh, he's actually gone into the back of Chand there. Thomas, oh, there's been a lot of congestion there. It looked like... I'm not sure who that was. Some people managing to get through unscathed. It seems Chuck is up to third place. Oh no, Chuck's had a massive moment. He's into the barrier. That is going to cost him. Vex now up to third place. Being chased down with Dan Bailey there as well in fourth. Then we have got, who was that on the outside there? There was Aaron. Aaron going for a move up the inside of Dan Bailey. We've got Wayne G there as well. Not too far behind. Not sure what happened to Mawson. Mawson is, he's there now. Smurf is up to 8th place. So Smurf making up a few positions there. Keeping his cool and keeping his head together. Keeping his head in the race. Pickle down to 9th place and Chuck all the way there in 10th. So Ice Chan now, Ice Chan is still race leader at the moment. Obviously still only lap 1, this is a 15-minute sprint race as always. Being chased down by Thomas in that Ferrari. We'll get a little bit of an onboard there as we come down the start finish. As we look back, Vext is a little way behind at the moment. See what Thomas can do. Can he get onto the back of Chan now and maybe go for a move into turn 1? I don't think it's close enough at this point. He may be by the time they come up to turn 2. Just a sweeping left. Oh, he spun it. He has spun it. That's going to allow Vex through now. So Vex now free to chase down Chand. We got Wendy G there, not too far behind as well as Dan Bailey and Aaron. A little train of cars forming behind. So only lap 2, Ice Chand has got a nice gap now. He's got a bit of breathing space. Free to try and attack the track limits and maybe get a fastest lap. Oh, and he's actually not used a lot of that ERS as well. Vexter's really started eating into that ERS. Obviously it doesn't recharge over a lap, so more of a hybrid battery system without recovery. Once it's gone, it's gone. And Wayne G still there in third place. Looked like he was getting a bit of understeer there. The front of the car slightly washing out through that last turn. I think the key with these Sf23s as opposed to 19s is to trust in the aero. The aero is a lot better. Slightly underpowered compared to the 19. Maybe not quite as high a top speed, but definitely superior cornering speed. So Wenny G is there. He's still chasing down Vex at the moment. He's still a couple of seconds behind. But then we have Aaron in 4th place. A little bit of a moment there coming out of turn 1 on the exit. He's kept it going though. I think he has lost some of that gap that he had to Thomas. Thomas is off again. Thomas is off again and into the wall. That's going to allow Mawson through. Mawson now up to 5th place. Very colourful livery on display there from Mawson. He's being chased down by Danny Bailey. Danny Bailey currently in 6th place. He's in the first of the 2 Kraken liveried SF23s. Smurf is in the 2nd. And there is Smurf. Smurf doing really well at the moment in 7th place. Will he be able to hold on to 7th place? We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, he has got Thomas behind him at the moment, so Thomas is a very quick driver, so may be able to get the move done and retake that 7th place, but at the moment he has got Chuck to contend with. Thomas running the Ferrari livery. Chuck all over him at the moment in that McLaren. Trying to make up for lost time here. I think Chuck having a moment on, well, it was in the first lap, wasn't it? We're now on lap 3. 4 minutes into this 15-minute race, and Chuck is going for the move. He's got it up the inside. Thomas is going to try and come back along into turn 1. He's going to sling it up the inside, is he? Not that time around. And Chuck right onto the back of Smurf now. He's going to try and go the long way round. Not really the place where you want to be going for a move there. He managed to make it. He managed to do it though. Thomas gets through as well as Smurf. Smurf is off now. Smoking them tyres up as he rejoins the track. He's actually got damage on that car as well. That's not going to help him too much. I'm sure he's going to keep his cool though and try and get back into the race. So Pickle is now up to 9th place. Can't work out what livery that is that Pickle is running. I think it's maybe just a custom Carbon Collective Motorsport livery. And Vex now with the fastest lap for 124.772. And he's actually up to 2nd place as well. So Thomas there in 8th place. He's actually got a half a second penalty. That's not going to help him too much either. Chuck is up to 7th, as Mawson's smoking the tyres up ahead. I think Mawson must have had a bit of a moment there. He's got the smoky llama on the front of that car. Smoking the tyres, not just llamas. And Chuck has managed to get the move done on Mawson as well. So Chuck moving up to 6th place. Mawson's going to have to stick with him for the meantime. Will he be able to get a move into turn 1? He's not gone for it, so I think he favours trying to stick with Chuck at the moment. Maybe try and get away from Thomas. Danny Bailey now up to 5th place. Having a decent run at the moment is Danny Bailey. He's some way off the rest of the field, but still there in the top 5 at this point. Aaron, he's up to 4th now. A couple of car lengths behind Wendy G. I think you can see him just up ahead. He's still got time to close that gap. Then we have Wayne G. Let's go on board with him and see how close he is to Vexed. Doesn't look like he's close enough to go for a move at the moment. In fact, as we look back, we can't actually see Aaron there. So Aaron was quite a way further back than I thought he was. I think we can just about see him in the distance. Wendy G can see Vex though. Vex firmly in his sights. Stay with this camera for a minute. Decent camera. It's like the teapot, isn't it? See, the tyres not really suffering too badly from deg at the moment. You can normally quite visibly see the wear on the tyres though as the cars progress through the race. And looking like Vex has actually managed to close up onto the back of Chan now, so maybe this is going to be the closest battle at the moment between 1st, 2nd and 3rd. And we can't see Wayne G behind Vex at the moment. He was a lot closer. There he is. We can see him. He was a lot closer though, wasn't he? So Vex has nearly used all of his overtake now in an attempt to try and get into that slipstream range of Chand up ahead. Chand has actually still got over half of his overtake left, so he'll be able to make use of that to be able to stay ahead of Vexed. Be interesting to see whose tyres die quicker. It looks like Vexed at the moment, managing to look after his tyres a little bit better. Chand is very consistent at the moment. He doesn't seem to have made too many mistakes. Vexed closing right up onto the back of him again though. He's going to be getting that slipstream, isn't he? Oh, Chand with a huge moment. He's managed to save it though. That was a good save there from Chand. Go on board with Vex for a minute, and as Vex actually has a moment there as well. Have they managed to gap Wayne G? They have. So managing to pull away from Wayne G now. Maybe when he's trying to save his tyres and his ERS for the last stages of this sprint race. 5 minutes to go now. Vex still with the fastest lap for 124.359. Looking like he's hungry for the win at the moment, but Chand just doing enough to be able to stay ahead. And in fact, Vex actually not making too many mistakes so far. Don't think he's picked up any penalties yet. So we'll have a quick run down and see where everybody is. So we've got Chand still race leader. Vex is still there in second place. We've got Wenny G in third. Wenny G actually putting in a purple sector there. He may be able to take that fastest lap away from Vex. Aaron still there in fourth. Unable to get onto the back of Wenny G just yet, but he is chipping into that gap as we speak. Danny Bailey picking up a half a second penalty there. Not too sure what that was for. We might have to wait and see if Chuck manages to pass him, or at least if that brings him onto the back of Dan Bailey. Danny Bailey is slowing down now to serve that penalty. Is Chuck going to be able to get onto the back of him? Look at Chuck go. He is using that ERS or that overtake to try and close the gap. Danny Bailey maybe having to go defensive into turn one. He is covering off that inside. Chuck looking like he's trying to go for the switchback, but not managed to pull it off that time. Chuck actually putting in the fastest first sector there, 3/10 up. And Thomas has now managed to snag the fastest lap away from Vex with a 24.319. So I think everybody managing to break into the 24s at some point or another. So Chuck still chasing down Danny Bailey. We've got Thomas there in 7th place. Obviously Thomas, his last lap was the fastest lap so far of the race, a 124.319. Slowly creeping onto the back of Chuck. Will he be able to make up any more positions before the end of this race? We're 12 minutes and changing. Mawson down in 8th place. That's uncharacteristically low play. Oh, Danny Bailey. What happened to Danny Bailey? He spun that car around. It's smoking them tyres up as he rejoins. Not too sure what happened. Maybe just spun the rear under acceleration. It's all too easy doing these things. Pickle with a half second penalty. He had managed to start catching Dan Bailey, but with that penalty he's going to start losing sight of him again. And then we have Smurf again with another moment. I think he's found a nice part of the track there. I think he just wanted to go and check them flowers out. They're not the flowers that you think they are, Smurf. Damage again to the front of the car. Luckily he has still got a wing. His fastest lap currently a 127.761. So 3 seconds slower than the fastest guys at this point. As he has another moment again. I'm not sure what's happening with Smurf here. Perhaps he's just not very comfortable at the moment in these super formulas. He has definitely driven them before. Perhaps just not finding his feet around Fuji. Not favoured by a lot of people, Fuji. So we'll go back on board with Chand. Chand has managed to gap Vext again. You can see that gap is fairly consistent between the top three at the moment. Couple of seconds between Chand and Vext, couple of seconds between Vext and Wayne G. As I say, I think Wayne G possibly trying to save his tyres and his ERS for the dying stages of this race. This will be the final lap. So looking like Chand might be good for the win in this first race. And there we go, yes, it is indeed the final lap. So I think Smurf, yeah, Smurf will finish in 10th place. Still top 10 finish. Give yourself a pat on the back for that, Smurf. So Ice Chand, he has done just enough to be able to bring home the win in this first race. And he takes the checkered flag. Vex will take second place. Wenny G rounds out the top three. Then we have Aaron. Aaron is going to bring that car home in fourth. I think we've got a battle forming in the background between Chuck and Thomas. I think maybe Chuck doing just enough to be able to stay ahead of Thomas. I think he's going to round out the top five. And he does. Chuck takes fifth place. Thomas takes sixth. Mawson limping home in seventh. And Danny Bailey just had one too many moments, didn't he? He was looking quite strong towards the early stages of the race, but he will bring it home in 8th place. Pickle is going to finish in 9th, and then Smurf, as I say, will finish in 10th place. Well, that was race 1, guys. Hope you're back for the next one. I've been your boy Vex. This has been the Carbon Collective Motorsport. Good night.